Good morning. So I thought I'd do a weekly catch up. It's been a couple of weeks, and I'm going to start off by talking about the decks I'm using this week, or I've been using. And the first one is the Shadowscapes Oracle, which is awesome. It's by Rebecca Schunecker. And Rebecca has done some amazing decks. They did the Unicorns of the Universe and the Laughing Eye, Weeping Eye decks, which I love so much. I backed this one. I think it was Kickstarter. And it was a hard time. It was over the COVID thing. We had a year long, or over a year, of banning from international mail into New Zealand. So it actually took several years to get to me from when I first backed it, which no one could help. And when it came, it was amazing. You get quite a good package of this. I think Rebecca still sells this stick. So what do we get? So you got a nice little card holder, which is kind of cool. Let's put it into action. This is a card I got yesterday, which is great growth. I've also got some pens here for Jamie. I've got to make sure you can see this because I'm not used to it. So that's the card holder with the eye on it, which is also in the box. I got this awesome little spider patch, which I absolutely adore. I am a big spider fan. The pouch, you get this huge pouch, which holds everything and more. I got a replacement. I got some stickers, and I think one of the cards was damaged, and Rebecca sent me a replacement and some more stickers. Love, love, love. Now, when I say damaged, I think it was chipped, and it was quite obvious from the back. They want me to talk about the backs, and then another. I do love the stickers. I love the stickers. Talking of damaged cards, you know, like one of the decks that I loved, which is my deck every year, the Playful Heart Tarot, I was so upset because the window had been left open. There was a storm, an unexpected storm, a lot of them are, and 3 of the cards got badly damaged by water, so they all bubbled up like really quickly. It's a very it's not a very resistant cardstock at all, and I tried to replace them, and I did get in touch with the creator, the Kitten Chops people, but unfortunately I couldn't afford it. It was going to cost like 10 New Zealand dollars, 5 USD per card, so that's 15 USD plus shipping. And there was a kind of a free shipping option, untracked and everything, but I couldn't even with that, I could not justify spending 30 New Zealand dollars to buy 3 tarot cards. So sadly, that deck, I don't think it's even available anymore to buy a whole deck. So unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use that deck, which is sad. But maybe it will come out again. But I mean, the lovely Rebecca just sent me the card that was damaged, and I think one of my this one arrived like with a chip, or a dent or something, which is easily done. But one of my other cards got damaged. I did it, and I wrote, and I was quite happy to, pay postage, but they just sent it to me free. So it's amazing. It makes a difference. It does make a difference, and I know small creators, things are costly, but some things, a little gesture is worth a lot more than a few dollars sometimes. So this is the cloth you get. I don't want to burn it. I've got candles on because it's a bit of a dull day. Looks like one of my fur creatures might have been on it, but it's got the beautiful images like line art and art from the deck. I need to shake it out. So you get a huge package. I mean, okay, this was a Kickstarter, and it was quite a while ago. It was before COVID. And I've had it, I've now had it a couple of years. But it is wonderful. So it's really good for shadow work. So this is the box, the Shadowspeak, 60 cards, and it says access the power of your inner darkness. And the back of the box, can you see that? Shadowspeak is a 60-card oracle deck that helps you access your inner darkness for inspiration, expression, and greater self-awareness. In shadowed places lay the greatest treasures if we search them. I totally agree. That's why I like cold, wooded, shady areas when the sun's hot, and run from the light. Beautiful artwork. Their artwork is so spontaneous, so beautiful. I adore it. So, this deck and book will help you see shadow as integral to personal awakening. The destructive leaden energies we carry give way to deeper understanding and luminescence. Darkness and shadow are wholly sacred places to travel to and explore. They are integral to the human experience and to a more complete picture of transcendence. Beautiful. And I love this image. So, this was instantly appealing to me. I like that it is just black and white too. I love it. And I love the backs. The backs are gorgeous. They match the bag. But one thing I love is that if these cards are all the right way up, if you look at the backs, you'll see that you get different corners and things, different eyes in the corner, and I absolutely love that. These different eyes do have a significance, and I'm going to talk about that in a video that I want to make that goes into this deck more in depth, because it totally deserves that. Then we've got all of the symbols. That one got growth. Different things like descent. Just going to check the lineup of this again, make sure it's in frame. Mystery. And it's a very inclusive deck too. It's quite, a lot of the images are quite androgynous, you know, boundaries. That's important to me in decks. I don't want to feel like they're really feminine or really masculine, and I really dislike, you know, the old sort of style. Well, I say old. The ones that were coming out around 10 years ago, the vampire imagery and like the Ian Daniels vampire deck. The book's amazing. The artwork, I'm not a fan. I really don't like that. You know, big busty, very, very gender-defined artwork. This is my vibe. Reconfiguration, obscurity, peace. Look, they're gorgeous. Fury. And it's got such an other feeling. Other is my thing as well. Clarity. Determination. Very Aquarian. Sagittarius, I mean, what's that? Wisdom. Grief. Anger. We've got the mandrake that screams when it gets pulled out of the ground. It's bleeding and making a potion. And the book is incredible. It has so much for each card. Patience. And then we've got survival. Boredom. Erasure. That's an interesting image. Distrust. I like the way that that's snake-like, because, you know, snakes are considered to be stealthy creatures. Loathing, confrontation, flow. They're very simple line drawings, but there's so much in them. Surprise, annoyance. Pretty annoying if you want a worm in your apple. Divide, betrayal, repetition. I love this one. That, you know, that whole balance of repeating something can mean so much. That repetition. Routine, just full up. It fills me up. Acceptance, contentment, the harp. Rebel, restoration, pressure, remorse, serenity, protection, perfect. Release, abundance, pleasure, power, modesty, joy, abandonment, destruction, devotion. I like that. Sensitivity. I like them all. Constancy, pride, materialization, searching, the stars, and mastery, fear. I've got the artist there. You notice that one? Rebecca's obviously an artist. Illusion, trust, reflection, assent, secrecy, that's cool, courage, amazing. I always talk about the monarch, the butterflies, and the courage they have to go through what they go through. I mean, they don't get a choice, but I still think. Wealth, That's probably my least favourite card because I don't like money thing, but I like how it's got different things, like not. It's got the crystal from the earth and not just coins. Cherishing, jealousy, and hope. So they've all got really awesome images and words. So yesterday I got growth. Let's have a look what we get for today. The other deck I'm using this week, which is also beautiful, is the Bubba Studio. I'll put you over there a minute. Mythical Creatures. Now this deck is, I got it a few years ago again. Not exactly, I can't remember exactly when. Let's have a look. Has it got a date? It will have. 2020. Okay, so this again was a kind of COVID era. Alright, got to smell the book. You buy the book separately. This was a pre-order. I've got a lot of Baba Studio decks. I almost got rid of this one. I was going to sell it because it didn't really appeal to me. It's also not quite a pip deck, but it's like Tarot de Marseille style pips, which is fine. It does have the beautiful box like they do with the gold and the Mythical Creatures Tarot brings a symbolism and mythology of fantastic beings from around the world to a beautiful set of cards. Wide-ranging, the images include dragons, unicorns, mermaids and melusines, as well as the banshee, the vampire, the fairy queen and many more, based on the Tarot de Marseille with fully illustrated trumps and courts. The pips are highly decorated, designed to be symbolic and evocative. They follow classic suit meanings, which is... So... And I do love the colours of the deck. I love that turquoise colour there. But the card stock, because the reason I didn't get rid of it is a sensory thing. I looked through it when I first got it. I didn't use it. I didn't shuffle it. I just looked through the cards. Put it back. Decided I was going to sell it. And then I got it out again when I was going to take photographs to sell it. And I just felt the cards and I wanted to shuffle them, so I did, and I just couldn't leave it alone because it feels so good. And then looking at the highlight, can you see the metallic sheen on the cards? They've got this overlay, and they're beautiful. I don't know if the camera's going to catch that, but it's so gorgeous. So even though I'm not a huge fan of all of the illustrations and stuff, and the concept of it, it's a bit maybe too all over the place with the content. I don't know. For me, that is. I do, at the same time, I really, really love it. So, and the backs are beautiful. They've got the green man. So, and other creatures. But I like the fact that it is quite other too, and the more I look at it, the more I like it. So, yeah, it's a beautiful deck. So you can see that how the pips are. And even the pips, as I say, the illustrations are beautiful. I think one reason I didn't like it is because there's quite a lot of birds in the illustrations, but they're quite well hidden. But you can see all the old, like, medieval iconography and the Icarus. So I won't go through all the cards, but just to give you an idea. Is that the Minotaur? The Emperor? See, illustrations like that remind me of the Ten of Swords in the Cosmic Tarot, the original old 70s, or was it maybe 80s Cosmic Tarot with the guy with the bald head. That card it creeps me out. I don't like it, but I do love the Knight of Wands, obviously, the goat. Dragons. So the book was written by I think Karen from Magic Realist Press, or Baba Studios they used to be called, and Karen Mahoney and Caitlin Matthews. So, and the art, actually, who's the artist? Lena Kozachuk. Yeah, and Alex, the partner, Karen's partner in Magic Realist Press. So, look at the bags. Oh, the green. When you look at them, can you see that? Oh, they're just gorgeous. It does feel so good, this deck, like using it. The four reminds me of like May Day, dancing around a maypole, and the Morris dancers, because of all the twirly bits coming off. I like Morris dancers. Okay, what date is it today, actually? I think it's the 17th. It's a Saturday. It might be the 18th. It's the 18th. So, there. Queen of Cups is the tarot card that I think probably most represents me. And we've got a very watery Queen of Cups here, holding a beautiful cup. The mermaid, a dragon-like tail, and the creatures coming off the cup. Can you see that? You can see the sheen. I do love the colouring. The colouring, although there's a lot of colours, it is actually so subtle and not jarring to the eye. And I really do like the Queen of Cups. So we all know about the Queen of Cups. We had the Queen of Cups on the beach, didn't we, in the beach hut. She lives in the driftwood teepee on the beach. So the Queen of Cups is, because the queens are all water element, is water of water, and cups is a suit of water. So let's see what it has to say about this card. The Queen of Cups, Melusine. Melusine stands facing to the right in her bath. She holds a cup aloft as she is on the point of transforming into her aquatic form. A warm, empathic person, usually a woman, someone who's emotionally well balanced. This is the RWS meaning. A motherly, supportive character, a loving, caring person, most probably a woman, but could be a man with some feminine aspects to the personality. I don't really agree with that, because I don't think you need to be feminine to be nurturing or caring. A creative at the peak of her career, able to balance art, work and personal life in a healthy and productive way. Now, there's a message if ever I saw one. This is what I need to aspire to. So maybe it's quite opportune that that card has shown up today, because that is what I need to do. I need to be able to balance things and stay healthy instead of overdoing it. Then the reverse means oversensitivity or over-emotionality. Someone fickle, they give and take affection easily. That's not me. Delicacy to the point of fragility, yes, sometimes. Creative, but also neurotic and anxious, yes, sometimes. And the TDM meanings: a loving partner, romantic relationship, matriarch of the household, and maternal presence. A trusted friend or confidant. A kind and loving person who knows how to comfort others and enable those who are less capable. A woman who hides some secrets. A woman who seems otherworldly or fey. Yes, I love it. I'm definitely other. A wonderful woman who you may lose if you don't treat her well. Melusine, a mermaid with two tails, is one of the most famous and powerful of all fairy folk of European lore. Most commonly associated with the Poitou town and region of Lusignan, though she can be found all over southwestern northern France and southern Germany. She was said to be of great beauty and majesty. Count Raymondin of Lusignan, having got lost in a forest while out hunting one day, came upon Melusine bathed in a fountain. He fell instantly in love and resolved to make her his countess. She agreed on condition every Saturday, Saturday today, she be allowed her privacy alone in her chamber, and that he must never look upon her during that time. Oh, I remember this story now. The marriage was a happy one and resulted in many children. Melusine brought many blessings to Lusignan, and the people loved her, but some in the court were jealous of her and used her condition of privacy to taunt the count, accusing her of adultery. Finally overcome by doubt and curiosity, he peeped through the keyhole of his lady's chamber on Saturday and saw Melusine in her bath, with the enormous tail of a water dragon or serpent curled around the tub and huge wings sprouting from her back. Being fey, she immediately knew the count had betrayed his word and flew out of the window, never to return by daylight. At night, it is said she returned to feed and care for her children, away from prying eyes. The Queen of Cups, like Melusine, is a fey and lovely creature, often physically but always emotionally and spiritually. She will reward love with bountiful love and gifts of her own, kindness, thoughtfulness, and a strong loyalty to her family. She is creative and inspires creativity in others. However, she has a great need for privacy. So you must respect that in her or in yourself, or you risk losing her, just as Raymondin lost Melusine. And then, yeah, so that's quite true. Further notes, the Melusine is a popular decorative element seen on many Renaissance and Baroque buildings all over Europe. It seems to have been regarded as a motif like many others that gave some mythical and magical atmosphere to a facade. By inference, it was also seen as quite a titillating sexual image. I mean, I don't like the gender-specific language. I don't like how feminine things are, or like nurturing is classed as a feminine trait, because I don't think that's necessarily the case. But I do like the other aspect of that. So there, I do think it's a good message for me today. To, you know, not overdo it and pace myself. Stander in the box. That's fine. Oh look, there's my little crab. Talking of watery things. And so I don't forget, I'll put one of the pens. I got a couple of pens. I filled some pens up this week, and I was going to show a couple of pens to Jamie. No, burnout is art. I've been doing a lot of work in the garden, and I just overdo it. My body doesn't know how to stop. My brain doesn't know how to signal my body to stop. So even though I'm really tired to the point of feeling really sick and nauseous, I will still keep going until I can't move anymore. And sometimes it's really hard to actually get myself back to the house. It's stupid. It is really stupid. And then I've averaged like 4 hours sleep a night for the last 2 or 3 weeks. I'm very sensitive to the subconscious, and sleep is something that is the first thing to get disturbed with me. It's been like that all my life. So any underlying thing that I'm not addressing will automatically result in me not sleeping well. We've got secrecy. Secrecy, so we've got a writing, a code, and the pen and the envelope. It could be a letter, it could be a journal, it could be an invisible ink. Oh, we can put it on our perfect stand, which hopefully, as I said, hopefully you can see that. I do love the backs of these cards. I'm just going to check. I think you can see that card. A sealed envelope hovers in space. Letters form an abstract code. They could be an I, an O, or an L. The inability to make sense of them suggests there's something indecipherable or unknown. Secrecy is the act of concealing, hiding, or covering something up. You might be withholding news, information, or feelings. Perhaps others around you are hiding things too. Your own secrecy might stem from the need for safekeeping. You might be guarding something that's important to you. Goals, projects, or plans might be held close to your chest so you can give them your undivided attention. This helps you solidify your ambitions without interruption. Everyone's got an opinion about something. Secrecy helps you keep other people's attitudes or criticisms away while you tend to your new seeds or to your feelings. Secrecy might apply to other areas of your life. Entering a new relationship, until your footing is solid, you might feel it best to gauge the ground and the relationship's path without speculation from others. This can be helpful if you often feel influenced by others' moral or personal judgments, unless you have a history of making bad choices, in which case your secrecy may be keeping to a pattern of self-destruction. It could also be the guardian of objects and information. Important heirloom, treasure, or even your own financial affairs might be closed off for safety. Perhaps you're privy to knowledge that could be upsetting to others. Secrecy is asking you to keep your lips sealed if you know something that could be harmful to you or others if known or shared. On an emotional level, secrecy could be reflective of your mental state. You might be failing to be honest about your true feelings, or holds back your growth, or keeps your relationship stilted. This applies to me. Secrecy could encourage greater self-understanding and communication, especially when you find yourself hurting. The envelope in this image could be a letter you write to explore or share those feelings, or a journal. I did realise something like this. I have been hiding. Oh, I can see the ducks in the garden. Hiding things. My subconscious has been hiding the fact that I'm still seeing myself in an unfavourable light and being kind of not being as good to myself with my thoughts as I could be. Still a lot of self-doubt and talking down to myself. And I realised this week. If you see this card as being about others, you might sense that secrets are being kept from you. Blah, blah, well, I don't. A keen sense of intuition can also help, which, do have one. Apart from when it comes to me. In personal relationships, a lover could be kept from right. And it goes on. In a literal reading of this card, the image of the sealed letter can signify news coming in or going out. Something of importance is written down, mailed out, recorded or sent. It could be an application, job offer, manuscript, cheque or social invitation. Perhaps family news is shared. Stay tuned to your mailbox, email and voicemail. Lastly, the meaning of secrecy could indicate a leaning towards the written word. You might put pencil to paper. To sum up the message of this card, secrecy is about what we choose to hide, share or uncover about ourselves or others. Consider what's near, what should be held dear and what remains veiled in your life. And then it has reflections. What does secrecy tell me about my life right now and what can it teach me? And then you get a blank page. I think every card, not every card has a blank page, but a few do. So, as I said, there is a lot of thought gone into the book thing for each card, and there are a lot of it that can make them ambiguous, but it can also mean that you can use them to apply to what that particular word, what resonates with you at that time, and come up with various different things. So I do like it, and when you're doing like shadow work, you need to look at different things. It kind of makes some of the things that we see in the tarot cards more kind of obvious, brings them out if they don't come into you automatically. I do tend to come out with a lot of ideas from cards, because I have that kind of lateral thinking thing going on. I'm going to put those there. This is a Franklin Christoph pen. It's a pocket pen. It's very small. It was designed to be an eyedropper pen. This was a limited edition. And an eyedropper pen is when you literally open the pen and fill this with ink and then put it back together. In theory, it shouldn't leak. You would usually use silicone grease to seal it to make sure. You can also use this pen with the tiny little cartridges, the standard little tiny ones. Or the only converter I found that fits them is the Kaweco, the little converter they designed for the Kaweco Sport, which is the pen I was using the other week. I think it's called they don't make this model anymore, but they've reinvented it, recreated a similar size pen. It's pretty small. Well, that's the standard size tarot card, so that's the height of the pen on the card. And I really do enjoy them, but like with the Kaweco, which I showed you the other day, you can put the top on and then it becomes a normal size pen. I've got a orange ink in the pen, a marmalade orange ink. I might find something to write on. Oh, there we go. There's my catch-all book there. So I had to start a new catch-all book because my other one ended. Got filled up. So I think this is my fourth one this year. This is I love these journals. I used to get them in England. They were UK made, but they don't make them anymore. I love the paper because for fountain pens, the paper was so thick and they weren't super expensive. They're just so lovely, but you go through them quick. So you can see the colour. This is actually a Kaweco ink. So Saturday, oh no, don't dry up on me. This pen, I've got to say, has got a habit of drying up, which is not usual. It's better with a converter than it is with a cartridge. I find that the cartridges don't always flow. It should be okay now. Although I like those colours, I like that purple and orange together. I love these. I use these bits of toweling when I'm using ink and pens, and I keep one for a long time, and then when it's finished I sometimes I drop water on it and it colours it, and I'll use it in my journal, because you can peel them apart and get lots of different patterns. I like recycling everything. Saturday, October, what did I say? It was the 18th. Oh my goodness, the year is going fast. There we go. But Franklin Christoph have got a really good, like, comprehensive website with all their pens and the models and sizes, and they also sell really nice papers suitable for fountain pens, recycled, and vegan journal, like vegan traveller's notebook style journals, which I love. So that's definitely worth looking at. This is a sailor, and I had a lot of problems with this nib in this pen. It's got a gold medium fine nib, and it's known to be very, very dry, that nib. So I had to use I had to do a lot of work on it. If you're into fountain pens, if you like fountain pens, you have to be prepared to get your hands dirty and work on them. If you want something to work out of the box and never be a problem, then you don't want to have a fountain pen, because they are temperamental, and sometimes the best ones are more temperamental than others. As I said, this nib on this sailor pen is a known one for being a bit tricky. You can sit on the crab. So this is, I believe the colour is, the reason I bought this pen is because I love the colour. And it's a Sailor Sephora, what's the other name for these? PG Pro Gear Slim. And it's quite a small pen. It's not as small as this one. It's a bit bigger. But it's a classic style pen, but it is beautiful. And this is gold plated. I think it's called Winter Sun or Winter Sky, this colour, and I love it. I've had it a long time now, but once it's going, I have worked so hard on this nib, and to find an ink that matches it, it is just so beautiful to write with. It is a dream. But you've got to look at the ink. This is Lamy Turquoise, I think, the ink in this one, which is a wet ink, because you can get dry and wet ink. So if you're going to use fountain pens again, you've got to want to play. And part of that, I'm not somebody who wants something, I like fixing things. I have to fiddle and fix things, and learn about how they work. So they really do appeal to me. I get a lot of joy from making things work better and improving them. Sailor PGS, as I said, I think it's Winter Sky. And it's an MF nib, and ink is Lamy Turquoise. Beautiful. There we go. 2 pence for Jamie. As I said, I love these journals. I think I've only got one left. I used to buy them when they were on sale, if I got them on sale, or when I was in the UK, because they were cheaper, but I've only got one left now, and I haven't found a replacement. Their kind of paper is kind of like Leuchtturm, but Leuchtturm are kind of thinner, but I like this one because it's chunky. It's like a book, you know, like got a chunk going on there. But they do fill up quickly. I mean, I write big, and I like to do a lot of diagrams in my journal things. This is, like I said, the one I take all my notes in, anything that comes up in the day, shopping list, everything like that is all goes in here. So it's, alas, perfectly penned are no more. Well, I haven't heard, I've been able to see them anywhere for ages, and I went to the website and it's got no stock. So there, that's that video. I'm sorry it's been a bit all over the place, and I've got to fill in my, so what did we get today? The Queen of Cups. So I've got to catch up in the back here, the cards that have stood out for me, because there's quite a few. I like to try and keep to the set colours all through the year, so that I don't get confused when I'm counting daily draws and stuff. I'll use this pen. This is, what, this pen? Pentel. I can't remember the model of it. I like them because they dry quickly and they're waterproof. Energel. Oh, cleaner, that's it. The Pentel Energel cleaner. And you can get them in a 0.3 or a 0.5 tip. I think this is a 0.5. So, Queen of Cups. And Secrecy. There we go. And then I've got as I said, I've got to catch up a lot in the back. I've only got as far as, I've got a couple of cards I want to comment on from September, and this month, because I know some really did stand out for me. I don't comment on them every day. Like when I'm doing the collaging on the opposite page, I just sometimes put down little things that stood out for me. This actually, I released myself from the versions of myself I created to survive. That is how I feel this week, like, again. So that's been hanging around for a while. And the Queen of Cups again. So there we are. That's a little catch up for you. I'm sorry I left it so long, and I will be back. As I said, I am going to start a new channel. I've decided the new channel will be alongside this one, but I'll be talking about like more emotional stuff and probably vlogging just general life stuff rather than tarot and journaling. I'm not sure if I want to keep this one mainly tarot or put journaling and stuff in the other one. I'll see how it works. I've realised that this channel is mainly for tarot and the audience is mainly for tarot. So if I make other content that I want to get out to other people, I can only do it by starting another channel. And I had to do some research to find that. I was told it quite a lot by people, but I needed to find out for myself. It is important that if you're making content for a certain audience, even if it's only for like 10 people, you do want it to get to them. Otherwise, you know, that defeats your purpose. It can be for you too. Right, I want to show you this. This is a gift. A friend of mine who I play pool with made this for me. He turns wood as a hobby. He's retired and just in perfect pieces, like, see that, which is just, to me, I love the wabi-sabi of that. I love that it's not perfect. And I asked him if he could make me a pen holder. He made me a fidget ball, because I've got pebbles. He made me a ball that I could hold and fiddle with. So, but this, oh, it's so beautiful. And it's just gorgeous. I didn't even give him a pen to measure. He came up and gave it to me. Isn't it beautiful for my birthday? And I just love it so much. Someone made that for me. They put lots of... Oh, it just fills me up when that happens. It's just incredible. I love it so much. So thank you, Steve. It's gorgeous. It's stunning. And I was going to say, that's one of my heartstones. Does anyone else have guardian stones? I was looking at my coffee machine. I have guardian stones. I have stones that guard things, and I want them to stay there. So this is a heartstone, but like things like my coffee machine, my nightstand, my phone chart, even that's got a guardian stone. Just a normal pebble or rock. Sometimes it might be a little crystal. I don't have big crystals really, apart from a chunk of obsidian I found. And I've got a friend who's really into rocks and geology and anthropology and loves, and my friend is 92 and has their room is full of stones and rocks and leaves. Oh, it's wonderful. It's just like, you know, how kids collect these things in their pockets, and my friend does this, picks up stones in the pockets, and it fills me with joy. It's so wonderful. And we both collect words. We met through words and we both collect words. So there we are. Lots of joy things in that video. Lots of lovely people and warmth and abundance and healing. Lots of healing water from the Queen of Cups. And don't hide from yourself. Don't hide the truth from yourself is the message I'm taking from that card. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. And I'll make another one soon. Bye.